The Packers are only getting started, but the injury list is already getting longer than they would like. Matthew Golden has been working through a toe issue, Jaden Reed has an ankle problem, Javon Bullard has been dealing with a foot bruise, and Josh Jacobs is still coming back from a groin injury. None of those problems looks major right now, but that is not really the point. Green Bay has not even reached its first preseason game, and several important players have already missed practice time. That is not how any team wants to open August, especially one trying to get its offense ready for a fast start. The injuries are also changing how the Packers practice. Marshawn Lloyd has been taking more work with Jacobs out, while other receivers have been getting extra chances because Golden and Reed have missed time. Matt LaFleur even said the team had to cut down some practice work because certain position groups were getting thin. That is where this becomes more important than a normal camp injury report. Every missed day means fewer reps with Jordan Love, fewer chances to build timing, and more pressure on players who were not expected to carry big roles this early. The good news is, Green Bay does not believe this is some major injury crisis. Some players are already working their way back, and the team is clearly being careful before the games matter. But there is another side to this story. Every time a starter misses practice, somebody else gets a real chance to move up. And a few Packers who entered camp as backups are starting to use those extra reps to make their case. That may end up creating some tough decisions for Green Bay before this roster is set. Green Bay's next issue is not about who is missing, it is about who is taking advantage of the open reps. Marshawn Lloyd has made a strong move in the backup running back race while Chris Brooks was out. Brooks is back now, but Lloyd already gave the coaches something to think about. He has had more chances with the offense, and he has used them well enough to put real pressure on that RB2 spot. That battle looked open when camp started. Right now, Lloyd appears to have the edge. The same thing is happening deeper on the roster. Green Bay added Keshawn Johnson and Chris Hilton at receiver after moving on from other players. Johnson gives the Packers a bigger body at the position, while Hilton brings speed and another option for the bottom of the depth chart. The team also added Trey Fluellen and Trey Dean to the secondary. Dean is especially useful because he has played several spots in the defensive backfield, which gives the coaches more flexibility while they sort out the final roster. These moves may look small in August, but this is where roster spots are won. A player who was only expected to fight for a backup job can quickly become part of the regular rotation if he keeps showing up. Green Bay is now getting a clearer look at which young players can handle more work and which new additions can help right away. And that brings the focus to one player who did not need much time to remind everyone what he can bring to this offense: Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden did not need many reps to get everyone's attention again. Once he got back into teamwork, Jordan Love found him near the right side of the end zone for a touchdown. The play came after Golden and Christian Watson crossed their routes at the line, which gave Golden space to break outside. Love saw it right away and delivered an easy ball for the score. It was another clean example of how comfortable those two have looked together throughout camp. What makes Golden interesting is how he fits next to Watson. Defenses already know Watson can beat them deep, so they cannot leave him alone very often. That can create better matchups for Golden to know where the next problem was coming from. That is the part Packers fans should watch closely. This defense is starting to look more active and more physical than it did before. The goal is not just to get sacks. It is to make the offense uncomfortable before the ball even moves. If that style carries into the season, Green Bay could be much harder to prepare for. And right in the middle of that change, one big defensive lineman is starting to make a case that he should have a much bigger role than expected: Warren Brinson. Warren Brinson is starting to turn a small camp chance into something much bigger. With Javon Hargrave missing early time and Devontae Wyatt limited, Brinson got more work inside, and he has used it well. At 6'5" and around 315 pounds, he already has the size Green Bay needs in the middle. But the more important part is what he is doing with that size. He showed pass rush ability as a rookie, and now he is showing that he can also hold up better against the run. Brinson also changed the way he trained during the offseason. He worked on boxing and Muay Thai to improve his hands, balance, and body control. For a defensive lineman, that can make a real difference when trying to beat bigger blockers. He talked about using an opponent's movement against him, and that work is starting to show up on the field. More than anything, Brinson sounds like a player who is tired of being seen as just another rotation piece. He wants to be on the field when Green Bay needs a stop. That matters because this defense needs someone who can bring power from the middle. Jonathan Gannon is expected to use bigger fronts at times, and Brinson gives him another body who can rush the passer without giving up too much against the run. If he keeps playing this way, Green Bay may have found more than simple depth. They may have found a player who can force his way into the regular rotation. And he is not the only young defender making that kind of push right now. The fight at corner is getting harder to ignore. Carrington Valentine is back in the mix. Casey Nixon is still getting important reps, and Brandon Cisse has been getting chances with the first group. That does not mean Nixon has simply lost his job. Green Bay has been moving players around and testing different pairings to see which two corners give them the best answer. With Valentine healthy again, that competition is only getting tighter. What makes this battle interesting is that nobody can relax. Nixon has experience. Valentine was having a strong camp before missing time, and Cisse has done enough to stay in the conversation. The coaches are not handing out starting spots because of names or past roles. They are letting the field decide it. That is exactly what training camp is supposed to do. And right now, Green Bay has more than one player making a serious push for those outside corner jobs. The good part for the Packers is that this is the kind of problem teams want to have. If multiple corners can play well enough to earn real snaps, the secondary becomes deeper and more flexible. But soon, practice reps will not be enough. These players need to show the same thing against another team, under real game pressure. And Green Bay could not have picked a more interesting first test, because the next opponent comes with two names every Packers fan knows very well: Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. This first preseason game comes with a story Green Bay cannot avoid. Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy are now on the Pittsburgh side, facing the team where both built some of the biggest years of their careers. That alone gives this game a different feel. McCarthy has faced Green Bay before, but seeing him with Rodgers again changes the picture. Their time together in Green Bay did not end cleanly, and now they are trying to make one more run in Pittsburgh. Even for a preseason game, there is history all over this matchup. The bigger question is what Pittsburgh actually looks like with them together again. Rodgers is 42, and the Steelers have several older stars around him, but their offensive line is still young and not fully proven. That puts pressure on McCarthy to build an offense that does not ask Rodgers to do everything himself. Pittsburgh wants more big plays, but the smarter path may be using the run game, getting Rodgers under center more often, and letting players like DK Metcalf attack downfield when the chance is there. There are also jobs still open behind the main starters. Roman Wilson and rookie Jeremy Bernard are fighting for work in the slot, and both bring something different. Wilson gives Pittsburgh more speed down the field, while Bernard brings more size and physical play. That gives Green Bay's defense a useful early test, because the Steelers have several young players trying to earn a bigger role. But the biggest part of this game may not be who wins a preseason battle. It may be what happens when Jordan Love takes the field against the quarterback he once learned from. Jordan Love is not walking into this season as the guy who replaced Aaron Rodgers anymore. He is walking in as the quarterback Green Bay now trusts to run the offense his way. One of the biggest changes has come before the snap. Love said handling protections was one of the hardest parts of his game when he entered the NFL, because he did not have to do much of that in college. Sitting behind Aaron Rodgers showed him how much a quarterback can control at the line, and Love has spent years building that part of his game. That growth has also changed his relationship with Matt LaFleur. Love said trust has to be earned, and more reps have given him more freedom to make the right call, move protections, and get the offense into better plays. He still gives Rodgers credit for what he learned, especially the way Rodgers prepared and stayed consistent every day. But Love is not trying to copy him. He is focused on making his own reads, trusting what he sees, and being more accurate on the easy throws that he knows he cannot miss. Now the playbook is fully installed, so there is nowhere to hide behind learning new plays. The job is about clean execution. Love wants to put together strong drives, stay smart with the football, and make sure the offense is ready when the games start to count. That is what makes this preseason opener so interesting. He gets a chance to show how far he has come, and he does it with Rodgers on the other side. For Green Bay, this is no longer about the past. It is about seeing whether Love is ready to take this team where he wants it to go. Blessings to all my subscribers family. Your support means everything. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and I'd catch you in the next one.